All right. Welcome back to the C Show. I'm Charlie.
I'm Connor.
And I'm Jared.
We had some big news last week in the entertainment side of the business. So news as of noon, today is Monday, December 8th. Paramount launches hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery valued at $108 billion, seeking to derail Netflix's deal. This is from Variety. Quote, Netflix and Warner Brothers revealed their binding agreement Friday, under which Netflix would buy Warner Brothers studio operations. So let's make clear, studio operations, HBO and HBO Max for $72 billion, with an enterprise value of $82.7 billion. According to Paramount, its all-cash offer equates to an enterprise value of $108.4 billion, including an assumption of debt, with an equity value of $77.9 billion. Those are the facts from the Variety article. Paramount alleges their proposal is more stable. All cash would be closing in a sooner window than the Netflix deal. The Paramount deal would be closing in 12 months, whereas the Netflix deal could take up to 18 months. The last quote here from this Variety article is Paramount's $30 a share offer is backed by $40.7 billion in capital from Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, David Ellison's father, and Redbird Capital Partners, both of which put in the money for Skydance Media's $8 billion acquisition of Paramount Global. It also included an aggregate $24 billion in backing from the sovereign wealth funds of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, according to an SEC filing by the company. So this consolidation of media companies is concerning, just from a global view of it. Now, let's go down to wrestling. So earlier this year, the WWE began exclusively broadcasting WWE Raw Monday night shows. SmackDown is still, or on Netflix, SmackDown is still on USA Network. This is from Deadline earlier this year, or from last year, January 2024. Headline is Netflix gets in the ring, locking up WWE's Monday Night Raw in a 10-year, $5 billion plus deal for a longtime TV staple. So January 2025, Netflix is the exclusive home of Raw in the US, Canada, UK, and Latin America. Additional territories from Netflix's footprint will be added over time. Along with the main Raw program, Netflix will become the home for all WWE shows and specials outside the US, including other weekly shows, SmackDown and NXT. It will also stream the company's roster of live events and WrestleMania, like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and also make WWE documentaries, original series, yada, yada, yada. We also have the deal with ESPN that came out over the summer, where ESPN and WWE agreed that ESPN's new direct-to-consumer service would stream all of the PLE's premium live events, pay-per-view events, on those ESPN platforms. It's really interesting, and I didn't mention this before, that when I emphasized Netflix would buy the studio operations, HBO and HBO Max, right now this doesn't include TNT and TBS, so the two networks that AEW is on, right? So my thoughts here, as we hit these 2 points, is that if the Netflix deal goes through, there's no way in hell that Netflix lets AEW show anything on their content streams or like through HBO, Warner Brothers platforms. So it would probably continue on whatever exists on the Turner networks, linear networks. So Tony Khan commenting on during the Ring of Honor press scrum on Friday night, the 5th of December. He was very diplomatic. He discussed the relationship with HBO and TBS TNT networks. He was actually very, very complimentary of David Zaslav, who is the embattled CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery. Quote, I'm really proud of what we've been able to build, and I think it's going to be for a long time to come. It's going to be like this with Warner Brothers Discovery for a long time before anything's settled out, but I'm very excited for the future. We have great partnerships. All of the bidders that were bidders on Warner Brothers Discovery are media partners of the National Football League, and they've been great media partners of ours, and everybody who has been in the running for this is somebody that we work on with the NFL. So I have a lot of respect for them. I'm on the major events and fan engagement committees of the NFL. We work closely with all three bidders that have been in the mix, so we'll see what happens. Any thoughts there?
I just wish there was like a game, maybe like a board game that we could use to kind of
really?
try and help to explain everyone while trying for someone to own all of the things is bad. You know, maybe we're not there yet as a society. I think it could be helpful.
Oh, maybe it could be like there are 4 railroads, and for each railroad you own, you get charged a higher amount.
Yeah, and like you're buying different pieces of the game board.
But then everyone plays it a different way, and it tears apart families.
Don't even get me started.
Free parking!
For a long time, the only Monopoly version we had in my house was the U.S. Army version of Monopoly. So my Park Place and...
U.S. history?
My Park Place and Boardwalk are the Department of Defense and Pentagon.
Yes. I
Yes.
don't know what it says about my family that we upgraded to the credit card version, where it's electronic and everyone has a credit card, so nobody has to count the cash.
That's...
Dude, I was playing poker in my house
Central
at 6
banking.
years old. There weren't a lot of board games in the Clifton household.
All right, so moving on. The last piece of the puzzle here is that I think AEW is preparing for a future without a major streaming partner. AEW filed for some new trademarks. This is from Wrestling Observer, Figure 4 Online, November 17th. On November 14th, Watch AEW was submitted to the U.S. Trademark Office. Entertainment services in the nature of live professional wrestling performances, production of professional wrestling, production and distribution of ongoing television programs in the field of professional wrestling, etc., providing television programs. They also trademarked AEW Fire, AEW Blitz, AEW Firestorm, and AEW Tidal Wave. So I think there's a couple different scenarios. There's the Netflix deal, and AEW has to go out on their own. There's the Paramount deal, and it gets folded in, and it stays kind of where it is right now. Or they break away entirely. But the deal with Warner Brothers is also until 2027. So there's still a scenario where the deal falls through between now and the end of that period. So... isn't this fun?
I have little faith in the oversight of media consolidation.
I know, that's the other thing, too.
Today's climate, but I'm going to cross my fingers.
Yeah, I think listening to Tony and the way that Tony Khan, at least, is very strategic about what he says and the way that he pauses throughout that statement as well, is very telling, I feel like, in a way. They've been thinking about this. They've been discussing this. This has been something that's been on their radar, whether it was Netflix or Paramount or somebody else, the Saudis, whoever, coming in and buying Warner Brothers. There are plans. Because there was discussion that the Saudis were just going to buy Warner Brothers outright. And again, you've got the deal where the Saudis and the WWE work together, and there's no way in hell, again, where the Saudis are going to let AEW come around. And, you know, or like, and I don't think Tony Khan wants to have a relationship with the Saudis like that.
Base Tony Khan?
It is truly, he did say, I think during the Full Gear press scrum that he was like, well, we're the only major professional combat sports organization that doesn't have a relationship with Saudi Arabia, which is something that's very comforting here. Do we have any final thoughts? We've been talking about this already for about 10 minutes, so want to relieve our humble listening audience before we crack into Dynamite and Collision.
Yeah, I corporate shenanigans does not exist in my kayfabe. So
Unfortunately, corporate shenanigans are a beautiful part of my kayfabe. I love it. Blech. I know, right? It's true sicko behavior. It's true sicko behavior. Connor, you're just silent over there. You're like, I just want to talk about wrestling.
We played all the Mousetrap. Mousetrap, fuck. Do you guys play Mousetrap?
No, we were never a...
yeah, I think that one.
I had that one. We only had it for about 2 weeks before we started missing pieces, and it didn't work, but it was cool while we had it.
See, I think there was just too much setup. We were a big Uno family.
My kind of tism is setting up the Mousetrap.
I think it was just setting up everything and then putting it all away.
Boggle?
I'm scarred by Scrabble.
Greg, I know you don't listen to this, but your
Scrabble.
parents can't just make up rules about Boggle and say they're house rules and then act like one of the two main things about Boggle is not finding a whole bunch of short words. We can cut that. That's a personal gripe.
Yeah, but I'll tell him tomorrow.
But I'm going to cut it and send it to Greg. Stop making a boggle rules.
Last thing before we go into talking about the wrestling. Give me your first thought. AEW Fire. What's it going to be?
It might just end up being a YouTube channel. Knowing Tony Khan, it might just be a YouTube channel / its own little streaming little corner of the world.
AEW Blitz.
That's going to be a weekly roundup.
Okay. AEW Firestorm.
Hot show for hot takes.
Hot takes. And last but not least, AEW Tidal Wave. Hear me out. It's the pre-show for Bash at the Beach. Yeah, okay, fair.
That's going to be a 24/7 stream of AEW matches where just all the time it will cover you. It will always be covering.
And we'll always be covering here on The C Show. Welcome back to The C Show. We're talking about Dynamite on the 3rd of December, 2025. An Indianapolis tuxedo is a flannel shirt and your nicest jeans. I'm speaking from personal experience. Eddie Kingston comes out with the Trash Pandas jersey after Samoa Joe comes out to celebrate his title. Joe is here to answer some questions. Again, he says, I'm not wearing a suit because it would be like wearing a tuxedo to the petting zoo. Indianapolis allegedly does have a great petting zoo. Joe is saying this is about an education. He wanted Hook to have a full one. He's calling Eddie out for not being champion. Eddie can't get over the fact that Joe sent a joke, gives Joe his flowers for his championship run in Ring of Honor, potentially one of the greatest championship runs of all time. I hear, at least. Eddie says, you sold your soul out hard. Hook learned perseverance from me. Eddie, in true autistic fashion, why does Eddie yell and scream? Because I get shit done. He compares Joe to the old school guys that he used to call out. I know you guys don't want to watch this. I want to get back to the hotel so I can get back to bed. Iconic.
Huge move.
Iconic.
Huge mood.
If you don't bring your A game, I will eat you alive at Winter is Coming next week. The rest of the ops have some business to take care of. Hobbs was impressed by the Dark Order, and if they do well tonight, they'll get a shot at the Trios title. The three of us, it'll be hard work. Leads into our first match, but any thoughts here about Samoa Joe and Eddie Kingston facing off?
Just two big, beefy boys just getting after it. Can't wait for Winter is Coming.
Yeah.
Speaking of big beefy boys, we've got specifically top heavy ones. We've got Pac versus Kazuchika Okada in a Gold League matchup in the Continental Classic. Pac coming in with 3 points, Okada coming in with none. Callis, of course, joins commentary again. What are your guys' moves of the matches here? Moves of the match.
Yeah, I'll try and make it quick. So, Pac loves doing that top rope missile drop kick, and it always looks so good. He just full stiffs and goes through. It's awesome. I've loved Okada just hitting moves. Like in this case, he does an elbow drop, flops the bird. Again, just a different flavor of Steve Austin, if you will.
Yes.
And there was a point where Pac slingshots himself over the ropes to hit a cutter on Okada, right? Looking like an RKO style for those of you at home. Absolutely beautiful.
Hell yeah. That was my main one, so I'm going to go with my number 2 move, which was just the active wiggling of the veins in Pac's shoulders.
Incredible, honestly. What a specimen.
Looking like Squingeely up in his shoulders.
Speaking of that, Callis notes the great power in Pac's hips, and he nearly gets the pin on Okada. Pac super brain buster off the ropes, and then Pac hits a Rainmaker on the Rainmaker, but Okada reverses the pin, and it's 1, 2, 3 points for the Rainmaker. Speaking of making it rain, The Farmer's Dog. It's a service that delivers gently cooked, freshly made pet food with balanced recipes guided by science and driven by love. It's human-grade dog food for your family's furriest members. Here's how it works. You build your plan, you try it out, and if you and your dog love it, you're all set. Free and flexible deliveries, nationwide shipping across the U.S. You know the whole deal by now. If you order now through the link in our show description, you get 50% off your first box. Remember, if you use the link linktr.ee/C-Showpod or click on the link in the description, you're directly supporting the C-Show. And now back to the show.
I'm loving Briscoe more and more. I heard about Briscoe before, but he does a really nice, like really quick promo here, basically just talking to Daniel Garcia. And is like, we've battled before. He used this great line, "You are falling into a Death Rider's death spiral." And then we find out that it's official for Winter is Coming, that they will face off. And Briscoe says it's going to be an international ass kicking.
Your favorite Connor, Ricochet, now has some words for the camera. Every indie promoter has been contacting him. What I'm known best for is my charity work. I'll be appearing in Ring of Honor against former Ring of Honor champion Dalton Castle. Some chump on Saturday night is going to get a shot at my title. Backstage, the Conglomeration is with Renee Paquette. Orange Cassidy is faced with Roderick Strong. The Conglomeration has not started the tournament under the best of circumstances, but Roderick is going to beat Orange's ass, and then he's not going to join the Conglomeration.
Hold on. Did you catch in the beginning, they say the word of the day is something? Do either of you get that?
Mark Briscoe always does that. I did not get what the word of the day was.
That was from Briscoe? I thought that was in the Conglomeration.
Mark Briscoe is in the Conglomeration.
Oh, I didn't think it was him who did it, though. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Cut that.
I didn't think he was in that promo.
Yeah, someone says something along the line of retrobutrication. Like
that's a Briscoeism. Come on.
That's a Briscoeism for sure.
Come on. On a serious note, Darby Allin was legitimately injured during the match with Kevin Knight last week. He did not travel to Indiana with the rest of the company. We will have more info when we get to Collision here, but Darby's been pushing himself to the limit. This is something that we're honestly not surprised about, but as we'll talk about a little bit more later, we just wish you the best, Darby. Next up, we've got in the Gold League of the Continental Classic, Kyle Fletcher versus Kevin Knight. Lots of K's up in here. What's your guys' moves of the match?
Kevin Knight always be hitting this diving clothesline, almost always out to the floor. So he leaps from the mat to hit a Hurricane Rana with Fletcher sitting on the top rope. Again, I know I said it last week, but that boy bouncy.
That boy's so bouncy.
I mean, yeah, my same thing is the coast to coast jump.
Coast to coast.
That's insane. That's
coast to coast and post to post.
Because it's like a 20-foot jump.
That's crazy.
It's insane. It's those rings are way bigger than what you see on TV. They are BCW's ring is impressive, in person. I mean, I remember the first time I walked up to the ring in the 2300 arena, and I was like, "Oh, my shoulder is at mat height." It's a little scary. It's a little intimidating. Any other notes from this match that we want to talk about? We got a lot to talk about here, folks. But after Kevin goes coast to coast again, Fletcher gets his knees up to counter the UFO splash, and then Fletcher hits the Liger bomb. Knight kicks out, and Fletcher brainbuster. 1, 2, 3 for the 3 points and the win. Callis has something important to say, and it's about the Young Bucks. We're ready. You're going to hear every last sentence. You're lucky he even comes to this town. I broken clock is right twice a day, Don Callis. I would like to discuss what happened with the Bucks. I can forgive a lot. You can lie to me. I can forgive that. You can cheat me. I can forgive that. You could kill someone. I have forgiven that before. That one unforgivable sin is signing with Kenny Omega. He has the Bucks' money. If you don't like it, let your nuts drop. Try to be men. Come in here and take it. The Bucks strut out and run into the ring. BTE trigger bang on Fletcher after super kicks the Hechicero and Alexander. They get their money back, but Okada gets the Rainmaker on Matt Jackson, while Hechicero and Alexander beat up on the twins. I guess they're just brothers. However, Jurassic Express runs out. Perry on the ropes and then moonsault to the floor. Okada low blow on Hechicero. Okada salutes Perry, but he bites the finger. El Clone is here in the full Power Rangers suit. Mark Davis, thankful for nothing, pushing Matt Jackson on the ropes. Now Callis getting some shots in, rolls up his sleeve. Callis licks his finger and then tries to stick it in Nick's eye. I thought he was going to go for the wet willy, of course. But then Omega runs out. Snapdragon suplex to counter the Rainmaker. Okada and the family retreat.
Oh, hell yeah.
Getting flipped off and then biting the finger, Jack Perry. Hilarious.
Power move.
Indeed, a power move for sure. Speaking of power moves, in a semifinal match for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship, it is a hardcore holiday death match. The Timeless LoveBombs versus, I believe what we're calling the MegaProblems now. The Megasis Megan Bayne and the Problem Marina Shafir. Okay.
Real quick before that, we do get a quick thing from the Babes of Wrath. Basically just saying, like, their teaming up hasn't been perfect, but it's been a joy, and saying that they are done being underdogs and they're ready to claim these titles no matter who comes out on the other side of the holiday death match.
And we have a fantastic promo with the Babes of Wrath and the winners of this match on Collision that we're going to talk about here in the next section of the show. But getting back to the World Tag Team Championship. All right. So, here are all of the weapons that I noticed. We had stockings, the baubles, like the ornaments, champagne bottle, barbed wire on the candy cane, my move of the match, the chair wrapped up, the frying pan. I'm considering that. That's a part of Christmas dinner. It's a little later in the day, but still counts. And then the gift at the end. What are you guys' move of the match?
My move of the match is definitely the champagne bottle. I know they already just did it in Blood and Guts, but still love it. And then using the glass after, and then as you already mentioned, it was probably Mina using the barbed wire covered candy cane to hook a little submission around. I think it was Megan Bayne's face.
We just thought it was it's just a regular candy cane, and then it turned out when we focused in on it, it is wrapped in barbed wire. What about you, Jared?
There was that one move. Marina Shafir hit what I thought was going to be just a standard 619.
She does the modified with the headlock.
She did a modified one into Tony, scissoring Tony's head between her legs, and then slamming Tony into the apron.
Yeah.
Super cool modified 619.
I love that modified 619 from Marina Shafir. I think it's really a unique spin on the move. My other move of the match, since you mentioned it, is Bane hitting the Van Daminator with the chair. Did you notice that, Connor?
Oh, I peeped.
Oh, yeah.
Also, shout out to the fact that the table was Christmas wrapped.
Yes.
Fantastic.
It was excellent. After a Storm Zero, Bane on top of Shafir. It's Santa! I know him! Santa! He's got a gift for Marina Shafir. It's his middle finger, and it's fucking Luther.
Luther Claus
is back. In the distraction, Tony rolls up Shafir on the tacks. 1, 2, 3. Yes, there were some tacks. And it's the Babes of Wrath versus the Timeless LoveBombs for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship. What a fabulous match.
Dope.
Incredible. We knew this was going to be a blockbuster. We knew this was going to be a banger through and through. I think we really got a lot in it. They packed a lot into this match, and it was very, very fun to watch. Backstage, the Triangle of Madness have words. Unless, Connor, do you have anything else that you want to say? We'll let you finish. Okay, cool. Backstage, the Triangle of Madness have words. Thekla is wondering why Stat sticks her alien ass where it doesn't belong. Statlander and Hitter respond. Stat Daddy looking like Muad'Dib. Or Paul Atreides from Dune. Okay, all right, then whoosh. I fell asleep during all three of them. Once Hater and Statlander deal with the Sisters of Sin, then they can have a word. The Dark Order have a small promo, but it's all the Dark Order have a small promo, but the Hangman takes over as he walks by. They ask Hangman Adam Page not to ruin it for them, but once this match is over, the ops are mine. Backstage elsewhere, Renee talks to Moné. Mercedes doesn't want to talk about losing to Statlander. I'm a global icon. 13 belts for now. Ulta Moné. Does that sound unsuccessful to you? Mercedes is ready to beat Red Velvet again. FTR is now in the ring. Stokes says, once again, this is the greatest night of his life because FTR are still tag team champions. They are rudely interrupted by the Bang Bang Gang. This was the last time that you beat FTR. You'll always be Billy's boy and Mr. Storm. Juice Robinson is married to Tony Storm. And Austin Gunn is Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass. FTR threatens, I dare you to put your hands on this, of course. Austin touches it, and they brawl. Lovely. We get that preview trios match with the Ops versus the Dark Order. The Dark Order are Evil Uno, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and Brody Lee Jr. R.I.P. What are your guys' moves of the match here?
For me, it was when Hobbs takes Reynolds and just crushes him against the apron, just like runs right into it with him. Mm-hmm. And then Evil Uno's double DDT were my two.
Hell yeah.
You know what? My favorite thing comes at the end, so I'm going to let you.
Perfect. Love it. Mine is the John Silver suplex on Hook. And as Silver and Reynolds break up the pin on Uno by Hobbs, Spinebuster by Hobbs on Uno, Hook and Shibata play defense. Hangman is here. The Joppers stream in for security. Hand wrapped in the chain, attacking Hobbs. Shibata holding Hangman. Hobbs coming in with the lariat. Hangman ducks. Hobbs attacks Shibata. Security comes in to secure Hangman after he attacks Hobbs with a bottle, and Hangman, attacking security, gets out of the corner.
Connor
Clifton. And a buckshot lariat by the Hangman on security. What was your moment that you wanted to talk about, Jared?
Oh, I think this is the first time. Like, I've kept hearing about it. Mm-hmm. Like, the Hangman. I kept hearing about it. The Hangman anger. Mm-hmm. This was the first time I saw him go berserker mode and just start fucking people up indiscriminately.
Yeah.
Sick.
Pretty cool.
I hadn't seen that side of him, and that was super cool.
I like it. I like it a lot. Backstage, Renee Paquette is talking with Don Callis, Okada, and Fletcher. Don doesn't want to entertain question about the Bucks. Takeshita is training elsewhere, Callis says, but Takeshita appears. We have some blonde people that don't understand. These are big concepts. Is it simple? Do you get it? Callis avoids the question about putting both the international and continental championships on the line because he won't put both titles on the line. That's what a degenerate gambler like Nick Jackson would do. Speaking of the Hangman's anger, he is wound up. I fought for 3 years to get back to the world championship. I fought Ospreay and Fletcher. The person that cost me the championship is Hook. Oh, that's Hook? A commuter train. I will take that championship back. It will be mine. Hobbs, Shibata, if you want to fight, you got one. Winter is coming. You know who is coming for you. Get your affairs in order. Speaking of getting your affairs in order, it's a Death Rider face-to-face in the Blue League of the Continental Classic. Jon Moxley versus Claudio Castagnoli, both with 3 points. Castagnoli won the CMLL heavyweight title. He took it from Gran Guerrero. It's Ryder versus Ryder. It's leader versus strongman. Bald versus bald. Why is Shafir ringside? Danielson notes. And then we never get into that any further.
The ref tosses her, so it kind of becomes a moot point very quickly.
I forgot about that.
I bet she just jumped in thinking it was normal as usual, and then they had to. That was probably their way of like telling them at ringside, like, "Hey, get her out! She can't be here." I assume it was just one of those. I described this match as when like you and your boy are like messing around, kind of like wrestling, effing around, and just gets like a little too serious, and then you're like damn near at a full fight. Except this went all the way to a full fight.
Yes.
Like in the beginning, it's like, like test of strength, this and that. Then Mox just starts eye gouging. It's like, oh, we're full go. Mm-hmm. We're full go here.
Mm-hmm. you guys have any moves that you want to shout out?
Not really, because I all bald white men look alike, so I couldn't. So this match was MJF's nightmare. Tall bald men. But I do want to ask, and I know we don't have the answer. We cut back, like we went to commercial, and I think Mox was just outside the ring, like getting his bearings right. And when we came back, Mox was all bloody.
Oh, okay. So this is a technique that's called blading.
I've heard of blading.
Okay.
I wanted to see it.
Well, the idea is that you don't show specifically pulling out the blade and cutting your forehead.
But Jared still wants to know, like, what is the move that was supposed to have?
I don't want to see a man cut himself.
Gotcha.
Once in on the storytelling of, he just got hit in the head by a steel chair, or
because I came back from commercial, I was like, wait, what?
So
why is he bleeding?
What I've seen typically is like guys get tossed over the railing or tossed into timekeeper commentary. They're hidden behind an object, maybe even tossed underneath the ring as well. I've seen like a behind the scenes like video, like fan video of CM Punk going underneath the desk, quickly blading himself, and then going out. Most notably that Connor and I have covered, I believe it was SummerSlam earlier this year, Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther had a reported health issue. He had a nasal sinus issue that he wanted to get taken care of. So perfect example. Hey, oh my gosh, his face is so bloody, match was so brutal, etc., etc. He's got to go out on leave, or he's got to go out on medical, what is it?
Like medical leave, on IR, quote unquote, for your regular.
That's the word I was looking for.
Sports fans.
Workers' comp.
Yeah, but like literally,
Affleck.
This is during a pay-per-view, so there's no commercial, right? So it was just one long segment, and so he goes underneath the desk, does the action, and then pops back up, and so that's kind of, from what I've seen, it's usually they're hidden behind an object, and it allows they're hidden. The camera is there's the camera, the object, and then the talent.
Well,
does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
I believe it does.
Okay, cool. Excellent. I'm glad we could do that. My move of the match was definitely Castagnoli's giant swing into the sharpshooter on Moxley. You could definitely tell afterwards in the promo video that they shot of the Death Riders convening afterwards that I don't think Claudio can take out Mox if he wants to. He'll beat Mox if he needs to move the Death Riders forward, but I don't think he can take him out. Connor?
Moxley hit a really nice curb stomp, which was very funny. I also just appreciated for the bit of on WWE programming, they're like, who's the masked man with the curb stomp? I think he definitely did that on purpose, because half the people are like, well, what if it's Jon Moxley leaving AEW? So I think he did that on purpose for that, which I love the bit. He then puts Claudio in a rear naked choke. Claudio fights it and then stands up and just dumps him over the ropes. And then when they're fighting on the outside, Claudio does an uppercut to Moxley while he's leaned against the stood up steel steps. Those were my moments.
Claudio literally moving the steps and giant swinging Mox into the steps earlier. Yeah, this was a brutal one. Mox with the Crimson Mask, causing him to lose his grip on a hold before we get into the hockey fight. The finale here is against the steps, Claudio brutalizing Moxley, a taste of his own medicine. A paradigm shift by Mox, slow to move right after the 5-minute warning. A big uppercut to Mox, and Claudio gets the pin to win. 1, 2, 3. The Riders celebrate, can they? And walk away. There is a YouTube video that AEW published where they follow Mox out and into a stairway area where the Riders are stretching, and my body language pings tell me Pac is not interested, Marina is over it, and Claudio is torn.
I didn't peep that video. I'll have to look.
It's good. But that's Dynamite. Any other final thoughts here as we move on to Collision here?
It's hilarious that Pac is just openly given the nickname The Bastard.
The Bastard, yes.
The Bastard Pac.
The Bastard. It's pretty great. The final thing that I do want to note about this, tying all back into the shenanigans at the top of the show with AEW, Netflix, Warner Brothers, Paramount, yada, 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 yada. I could not find the replay of Dynamite on HBO Max.
So what you had to do...
Yeah.
I had the same issue.
Okay.
You had to go to the sports tab of HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had to scroll down to where it said full match replays. And then you had to scroll all the way over to the right until you got to the third, or, I mean, you might not have to scroll that far. I watched it, like, yesterday. But you had to go to full match replays under the sports tab.
I was searching for it. I was in the full
I
match.
Googled it, and somebody on Reddit had pointed that out.
Shout out to Reddit. But I just hope there's a solution in all of this.
It's never happened to me before.
Yeah.
I really, because I'm such an active and busy person, I don't generally watch live.
Well, that's fair.
So why streaming is great.
Yeah, that's why streaming is great, and we just hope that there's a solution to this that benefits the consumer at the end of the day, and we hope that this show benefits you, the C Show. Welcome back to the C Show.
This is Jared.
This is Charlie.
And this is Connor. I'm Connor, too.
Everything is normal. On Collision on December 6th, starting off in the Blue League of the Continental Classic, Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong. Increase here of 0 points versus 0 points at the bottom of the Blue League, and the threat of joining the conglomeration weighs over Roderick Strong. Starting off the match, Cassidy is not at 100%. However, he was medically cleared for competition. Roderick Strong is going to focus on Orange Cassidy's injured back, according to Renee Paquette. As somebody with a herniated L1, I understand, I sympathize. Every single time Orange Cassidy was holding his back, I was holding my back in solidarity. What's your move of the match?
Well, I'm Connor. I'm Connor, and my move of the match was all the wrestling they did, because I'm Connor, and I love wrestling so much. I know so much about wrestling. I know all the names of the moves and whatnot, and sorry, Connor, shut up. This is Jared again. For those of you at home, Connor has something caught in his throat. That's why he sounds like that right now. And it's not me doing his voice, because Connor ran into a time constraint issue halfway between the two episodes. No, Connor just talks like this.
Connor just talks like this now.
I know so much about wrestling. Ooh, I'm Connor.
My move of the match is Orange Cassidy's spinning DDT after the break, after getting out of a cycle of backbreakers by Strong. Our finale here is the DDT off the top rope by Cassidy. He almost gets the pin, but Strong kicks out. Strong backbreaker, racked on the backbreaker with distance by Strong. Cassidy is still able to kick out. Cassidy locks Strong up and gets the pin with some resistance. 1, 2, 3. Cassidy gets 3 points.
That rack into backbreaker was my move of the match.
Like the 4-foot drop?
Yeah, the big one where I had him in the rack, threw him way up.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Like, shout out to Cassidy for, you could clearly tell that he was in a lot of pain there. But shout out to him for pushing through, performing like that. We get our update on Darby Allin. Darby is OUT out. Again, he did not travel with the company to Indianapolis, Fishers, Indiana. I believe we are in. So Darby is not with the company at all. He was not medically cleared to travel. Jungle Jack Perry is to take his place. Darby speaks for the first time. He was scared. His legs gave out. If you want to save Darby from Darby, that's fine. I don't give a shit. I want Jack Perry to win the whole fucking thing. If you're gonna take my spot. He refuses to speak further on his future and walks off screen. If anything, it's a well-deserved break for Darby.
I mean, he needs it.
Yeah, for a guy in the past 18 months, he's done 100 coffin drops and climbed up Everest. Take some time, Darby. You've deserved it. Tonight is the greatest night of my life, Big Stokes says, because FTR are still AEW Men's World Tag Team Champions. Thankfully, the crowd in Columbus, we're in Columbus, Ohio, tells Stokes to shut the fuck up. Stoke wants the Bang Bang Gang to enter the ring right here, right now. Guns up. Whoop, whoop. Cash brings out the same line as last time. You'll be Billy's boy. You'll always be Mr. Storm. Juice has been nothing but a bag carrier, according to Dax. Dax actually doing some work here. Dax says, we are peerless, one of one.
Could you imagine being insulted by being Mr. Storm?
I don't think so. No, not at all.
Oh, yeah. So you really got me there, guy.
My wife is one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. Oh, wow. Austin gets on the mic. He says, I am the son of a Hall of Famer. Juice is the son of a carpenter. Cash is the son of his first cousin. And Dax, you're just a son of a bitch. They want an official...
Bars.
Yeah, indeed, bars. They want an official match that would really turn them on. Juice, with his financial literacy, says the Bang Bang Gang, in case you forgot, won $200,000. If we wanted a belt, if we wanted to just go buy a belt, we'd go to shopaew.com and buy hundreds of belts. I got a belt, and it's holding up my pants. What we need is a title, those titles. The next time we touch those titles, it'll be the ref handing them to us after we beat your ass in the United Kingdom. We got 2 words for you. Guns up. Whoop, whoop. Speaking of seamless product integration, what's at the movies now?
Oh, man.
Have you seen anything good?
I've seen a few movies
Okay.
in the past few weeks since I've been away for a few episodes.
Mhm.
I saw Hamnet.
Yes, I remember you talking about that.
Did I talk? Emotionally devastating.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
And then yesterday, I actually went for a doubleheader of my own.
Ooh.
I saw Rental Family.
Yes.
Because Brendan Fraser is delightful.
Mhm.
That was a good sentimental movie.
Mhm.
If you like watching movies, never mind. I'm not going to say this line. I saw Rental Family, which is a very sweet sentimental movie,
Mhm.
and then I watched Zootopia 2, which is just fun. It's so much fun.
If I say anything, I'm going to bite my tongue clean off. Speaking of biting my tongue clean off, Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. Allegedly, the entire Fortnite animation is in it.
I am the bride in Fortnite right now.
I am the Yukiko, her sister, the twin from the animation. Buy me V-Bucks. There's also Fackham Hall, in case you want to trick your older relatives who are deep in a Downton Abbey depression. And some Christmas classics. Elf, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, The Polar Express. You can all go check those out in the theaters. But coming soon, we've got Anaconda. I've talked about it many times. AMC just doesn't have movies. They even have shows. They're showing the Cure's concert film, The Cure, The Show of a Lost World. And finally, an Incredible Mom movie, Ella McKay, from James L. Brooks.
Yeah, I'm gonna see that for sure.
Julie Klavner in live action.
That cast is crazy good.
It's just James going, hey, do you want to be in my movie? And people are like, yeah, absolutely. Speaking of being in a movie, using this deal directly supports the show. Visit linktr.ee/cshowpod or click on the link in the description to access this deal on behalf of your friends at the C Show. T's and C's apply. Please make sure to read the fine print. Moving on, the Death Riders are standing by. Shafir is talking to Garcia, then to camera. Who's got your back like that, Mark? You toothless hillbilly. Connor agrees with Daniel Garcia, and he's not here anymore.
I'm Connor. I agree with Daniel Garcia.
Speaking of the Death Riders, in the Blue League, we've got Claudio Castagnoli versus Mascara Dorada. Claudio has 6 points, while Dorada has none. Castagnoli, however, with a match in hand here against Mascara Dorada. Again, Castagnoli won the CMLL title with Death Rider assistance. This is a really fun match. Watching Dorada try to outsmart Claudio in every single way, and then Claudio just like hammering him with just pure brutality and strength. Right, I think there's a really phenomenal move here where Dorada bounces off the ropes to free off of Claudio's hold. Claudio ends up pulling Dorada off the ropes anyways. Giant swing and tossing Dorada to the mat. Dorada self-harm dive to the outside and Claudio throwing him into the post for it. What are your moves of the match before we get into the finish here?
I mean, it's just Mascara Dorada, Rana after Rana.
Rana after Rana after Rana after Rana. And again, in a counter to Dorada's Hurricane Rana, Claudio puts him up on his shoulders and to the top rope, but Dorada counters and finally hits the Hurricane Rana on Claudio. Claudio trying to suplex. Dorada shooting star press 1, 2, 3, pin to win. Mascara Dorada steals 3 points from the Svizzero, which is Italian Swiss. That's what you would call like a Svizzero, Svizzero. It's like an Italian Swiss person. Svizzaro. Yes, but an incredible upset here for Dorada, stealing 3 points from Claudio Castagnoli. Speaking of stealing the show, Tony Schiavone moderates a discussion between the Babes of Wrath and the LoveBombs. What a fabulous foursome, such great personalities. Tony says hearts will be divided, including his. Mina passes around the bubbly, and Tony offers a toast to 4 bitches with the itches who fight for all the riches. Mina and I weren't just thrown together to fill a spot. We were brought together by bloody circumstance. Willow says her and Harley were 2 lost souls swimming in a fish bowl year after year. Connor, did you love that Pink Floyd reference?
Running over the same old ground. What have we found?
The same old year.
Connor's singing voice is crazy high.
Yeah. Tony asks, is your heart still divided, Mr. Schiavone? Harley wants to put it in Technicolor for Tony. Wonderful job there, Harley. These babes have wrath. Harley says, my first 3 years have been more successful than the both of you combined. But Mina offers, let's give them a fight to remember. Back at Gorilla, Swerve's back. Prince Nana says, we're in it for the money, my friends. We do have a new music track for Swerve Strickland. It features Raekwon of the Wu-Tang Clan. We love to hear it. Swerve gets the crowd going again, Nana bouncing off the ropes, turning himself into the biggest, baddest version of Swerve Strickland for one reason, AEW World Championships. It raises the bar, but it also makes you public enemy number 1. He calls out Samoa Joe, do you still remember me? He's not worried about Shibata or Hobbs. Same dance, different circumstance. So, last thing, Hangman. No better feud than Swerve and Hangman in AEW. You're looking for another Desperado to battle against the Ops. What do you say? Josh Alexander comes out. He says all he could hear was lies and half-truths. Wouldn't call you the franchise. This is Don Callis' house now. Boo. I can't blame Don Callis for not appearing in Ohio. Have you ever been to Ohio, Jared?
No, I stay away.
Good job. Good job. Good boy. Josh Alexander is not happy that Swerve gets to walk back in and just get a title shot. The walking weapon lists off his accomplishments, including injuring Swerve and Kota Ibushi recently. Alexander deserves a title shot. That's what he wants. Alexander wants to figure it out who gets a title shot. This is not a wrestling crowd. It's full of freaks and furries. They're doing a cross promotion with GalaxyCon. That's why there was like Harley Quinn and other people dressed up and stuff, because they came straight from the convention floor, probably. Swerve wants to do it in Cardiff. Alexander wants to do it as far away as Columbus as possible, so that works for him. Shibata takes out Swerve's knee. Shibata and Alexander face off on the ramp, and Alexander warns, see you next week. Lexi Nair now talks with 12 belts Moné. Moné lost the Ring of Honor Women's World TV title to Red Velvet. You better ask me a better question. Are these losses weighing on Moné? She's trying so hard to keep it together. Through gritted teeth, Moné is on the edge. She is tired of being disrespected around here. Calls out Leela Gray. There will be a price to pay. In a quick match here for defense of her TBS title, we've got Mercedes Moné versus Leela Gray. Really quickly, we'll just get through this. Moné attacks first, Gray thrown off guard. Moné takes out Christopher Daniels with a Meteora to the floor. Moné wants to wrap this up quickly. Another Meteora on the mat. After a break and a focus on the 12 titles, Gray getting an upper hand on Alta Moné, but Leela is put into the crossface and the ref calls it. Daniels has to come into the ring to break it up. Moné hits him with a low blow. She demands her TBS title and displays it for the crowd. I think we are on the downslope here for Mercedes as she falls from grace from Alta Moné to
Plumbing Moné.
That is my neighbor's toilet. Where does Mercedes go from here, right? So from riches to rags, perhaps. Backstage, Eddie Kingston, he dreamt of being a pro wrestler since he was 9 years old. You can't get in my head, Joe, because I'm already in my head. Same King. I care about the sport. I care too much. Same King. It all starts with the Men's World Championship. You're doing what you used to hate. I'm supposed to come to work and pretend everything is fine? Same King. I'm doing this to show the younger guys to do it the right way. Do it the way AEW was supposed to be. Elsewhere backstage, the Triangle of Madness attack the women's division looking for Hayter. Tay Mello and Anna Jay come to help, but Julia Hart and Sky Blue are coming for the win. Next up, in his second defense of the AEW National Championship, Ricochet faces Ace Austin. Ricochet told Nigel a terrible joke. Awful. Terrible. I won't repeat it. It's not that it's offensive. It's just terrible. But Ricochet defended his title the first time against Dalton Castle Friday night at Ring of Honor's Final Battle in Columbus. Ricochet really does not want to fight here. At every opportunity, he's got the Gates of Agony interfering with Ace Austin, whether that's Ricochet distracting the referee, or if that's the Gates of Agony distracting the referee to let Ricochet screw around with Ace Austin. It's pretty great. Pretty great performance though from Ace Austin, putting in his best job.
I thought Ace Austin looked great.
Yes.
But my move in the match is something that comes all the way at the end, so I'm going to let you take this away.
Same here. Austin avoids the Spirit Gun, a great sequence before the Superplex. Austin gets a bell ringer, pin 1-2, and Ricochet kicks out. The ref got in the way before the fold. Ricochet takes advantage. Package powerbomb. 1-2-3, pin to win by Ricochet. Still champion. FTR attack Austin. No mercy for the Bang Bang Gang. Juice and Austin Gun run down. It's a Donnybrook. No, not the titles, but Bang Bang Gang duck and beat down on FTR before putting their guns up. They hesitate to pick up the belts. Juice tosses one back, but Gun takes the other. What's your move there?
Now you're going to judge me for this.
I'm not.
Okay.
I hope.
My move of the match, because this is, I know, this is me being picky, but it's so funny that I don't actually care. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
My move of the match is by the people running the cameras for quickly changing the angle on the pin to win, because I clipped it here in my notes, and I'll show you. The way that he gets pinned makes it literally impossible for him to have his shoulder down.
Oh.
So they have it until like the one and they like he's in the 2 count when they change the camera angle, because you can just see that Ace Austin is literally only on one shoulder.
Oh my gosh.
To switch the angle.
Incredible.
Because Ace Austin landed with his arm back around Ricochet and his whole shoulder on Ricochet's leg. So
hilarious.
They just like, whoop, well, sorry about that. Right? Like,
Incredible directing work, honestly.
Only at like the very just as they were doing the second count, they switched the angle real quick.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. I actually really love that you brought that up. That's pretty cool. We love production notes like that.
I love it too. I just didn't want to be seen as picky.
Not picky. That's what this whole podcast is about. About demystifying being picky. It's about enjoying everything. Speaking of enjoying everything, Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita in the Continental Classic Blue League, both with 3 points. Takeshita comes out wearing a mask, specifically a hanya. It's a mask used in traditional Japanese no theater, which we've seen before in wrestling. Typically, this mask represents a jealous female demon. The hanya is a mask that represents a female unreal, a vengeful spirit, even more resentful, jealous, and angry than the Namanari, a woman on the verge of becoming a demoness. Is this foreshadowing, or is it just something that's pretty cool? We get the holy shit chance starting early. Mox's ankle is injured after Kyle O'Reilly's ankle locks, and so Takeshita just starts attacking the ankle. However, this doesn't work specifically just for Takeshita. Mox is able to attack Takeshita's ankle as well. What's your move of the match?
This was a big match. This was great. I got 2.
Yeah, hit me.
So similar to before, Mox hitting that big stomp on the apron, jump and stomp. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing was Takeshita preparing the announcer's desk to put Mox through it. And as soon as he touched it, that desk fell apart like an Eric Andre show desk.
Well, it's so funny because the WWE was like, "Oh, our new desks are indestructible," and then at WrestleMania they broke apart in 4 pieces, and we're like, "Okay, so it's just
suspicious.
It's giant Lego. Congratulations, guys!"
No, that thing was an Eric Andre. He touched one bar and it went wee.
Wee. I mean, I think mine is just this whole finish. Takeshita looks at the title for only a moment, clears commentary, dumps Moxley onto the desk. Takeshita sees his advantage now, slides back into the ring. Moxley barely makes it back into the ring after the count out. Mox baits Takeshita by playing dead. Cutter as we get the 5-minute warning. Kneebuster on the ankle of Jon Moxley. Takeshita gets his leg up on the rope, breaking the count by the ref. Mox can barely stand up straight. Takeshita chooses violence and brings the knee pad down, strikes Mox, pick up Ring of Fire, pin to win, 1, 2, 3, and Takeshita picks up 3 points as the Death Riders approach. Roll credits. What a picture.
Wait, look. I got it in live. So his whole shoulder is up.
His whole shoulder is up off of the mat.
And then they just quick change the angle.
Oh, genius.
For the third.
Genius directing there. But speaking of genius directing, we'll be back here on The C Show. Welcome back to the Chase Show. We're wrapping up here with an update to the Continental Classic. In the Blue League, at the top of the table here, we've got Claudio Castagnoli of the Death Riders and Konosuke Takeshita in a tie with 6 points apiece. However, Claudio Castagnoli has wrestled 3 matches with a 2-1 record compared to Konosuke Takeshita's only 2 matches. With 3 points each, Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy of the Death Riders and the Conglomeration, along with Mascara Dorada and Roderick Strong in last with 0 points. Moxley is the only one as well to have wrestled 3 matches. Very interesting here in the Blue League. Strong had a strong performance, but he couldn't keep it together against Cassidy and his injured back. So wondering to see if Strong will be able to push through here. He's already 2 matches in. There's going to be, I believe, 5 matches that he has to wrestle. So, is he going to be able to get at least a point here with a draw coming up? Meanwhile, John Moxley and the Death Riders, will he be able to maintain his winning ways, get some more points here, and move forward? Or will Mascara Dorada and Takeshita take over with Glastagnoli in the Blue League? Any thoughts there from you, Jared?
No, this is my first Continental Classic.
Are you enjoying it so far?
It's pretty cool.
I really like it as a concept. It's really fun to watch. Oh, I should scroll down here so you can see the table You like my table that I built?
It's a good table.
I love this table. I'm very proud of myself, guys.
Much sturdier than the announcer's table.
Much sturdier. On the other side of the league, in the Gold League, at the top of the table with 6 points outright, all by himself, it's Kyle Fletcher of the Don Callis family. Fletcher is up there with Kevin Knight, who has 3 points alongside Pac and Kazuchika Okada, who holds the Continental title currently. Everybody except for Jungle Jack Perry and Speedball Mike Bailey have wrestled 2 matches here so far. So the fact that Fletcher is 2-0, he's off to a strong start. And again, hopefully, Don Callis is hoping that he pushes through and gets this Continental Championship. So is Fletcher, so that he can remain at top of the Callis family. Kevin Knight, Connor and I were talking about it last time while you were out. I think Kevin Knight is going to go way over next year, dude.
I love Jet Speed.
Jet Speed is so much fun. I think they're going to break him up, unfortunately, though, so Kevin Knight can go solo. But I think they're going to definitely try to put a belt around him next year. National championship for sure. He's going to definitely contend for that, I think. That'll be a fun one. And, of course, we do have Jungle Jack Perry coming in fresh after the one match that Darby Allin had. Jungle Jack Perry will be inheriting that 0-1 record, 0 points currently. Will Jungle Jack Perry be able to turn it around here as he enters the Continental Classic a little late? And finally, at the bottom of the table, we've got Speedball Mike Bailey, who was completely outclassed by Kevin Knight, his teammate in Jet Speed. So hopefully, I keep saying hopefully, so we'll see if he is able to keep up his speed there. An update on the programming side of things. Next week, Collision starts at 4:30 as they're in Wales. I believe Dynamite will still be at the same time. They'll just do a record or live tape recording that they'll broadcast later on TV or on TBS. Yes, absolutely. But anything moving forward that you want to add, Jared, before we head out here, or Connor? We haven't heard from Connor in a minute.
Connor just wants to say that wrestling is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love to watch it.
Yes.
And my wife loves to watch it because I found a wife that likes wrestling. So I'm better than you all.
Are we projecting?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Open
up a movie theater.
Boo! It's a show!
Yeah, and that's all we've got for this week here on The C Show.
The C Show.
Of course you like The C Show. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with your friends. Support the show directly at ko-fi.com/cshowpod. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Facebook, and YouTube at cshowpod. Have a question for the boys? Send an email, cshowpod@gmail.com. Thanks to our friends Amir, Patrick, and Justin for their assistance. The C Show is a production of 832 Media. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.
No, it's like, isn't it like Crypto Arena or something?
That's the Crypto.com arena.
Oh, that's the Lakers.
Is the Lakers.
Slash
Staples Center.
Staples Center.
It used to be the
Yeah,
Staples
yeah,
Center.
yeah.
And now the Clippers play somewhere else in LA, the Intuit Dome.
In the Intuit Dome.
Oh, I thought it was the Shaq-a-Roni Palazzo.
Not yet.